Mathew Rosenblum is here with me, a trial lawyer who specializes in criminal defense work. Matthew, is it unusual to hear a judge quite dispassionately address the defendants at sentencing, or have you heard similar things in courtrooms?
It's unusual to hear such a passionate speech by the judge. Sometimes judges will merely sentence, and they're not required under New York state law to give any reason why they're giving the maximum sentence or the minimum sentence or an intermediate sentence. This judge obviously is, I think in her own words, I don't think it was offended, but she was incensed over the senseless, if any murder makes sense, this one certainly made less sense than any other. And after hearing the victim's wife, I mean, I'm touched, and it's so tragic. So I think the judge really gave more thought and more, not only thought in what she would do, because she obviously knew what she was going to do, but she wanted to explain to the community and to the defendants exactly why she was giving them the maximum.
Does 25 mean 25? I mean, we're familiar in looking at other states where sometimes people are sentenced to periods in time, and on our program Lock and Key we see that sometimes it means 2, 3, 7 years, a third of a sentence. It doesn't work that way here.
No, in New York you're eligible for early release or work release 2 years prior to the minimum sentence, which means that after 23 years the two gentlemen who were sentenced to 25 to life might be eligible. However, in a high-profile case like this, in a violent murder like this, the likelihood of them getting out even in 25 years, based on my experience, is not there. They could wind up doing 26 years, 27 years. They could have fights in the jail. Other things could happen. They may never see the light of day.
Without the benefit of having the full facts in this case, and you're not privy to what the defense lawyers know, does it strike you that an appeal is likely or possible here?
Appeal is almost automatic. Whether or not the appeal is likely to be successful, I don't know. These defendants did have their day in court. I'm sure that there were rulings that were made that the defense did not agree with. Whether or not they amount to a hill of beans, that'll be decided within a few years, and maybe they'll have another trial, maybe they don't.
But they'll go to prison pending this any appeal?
Yeah, I would say so, based on what I know about this case.
We're going to be back to talk to you about something else. So these 3 young men will be middle-aged before they see the light of day outside of a prison.
As a matter of fact, by New York law, they must go to jail. They cannot be out on bail pending appeal on what they were convicted of.
So we know that for certainty, unless, of course, an appeal is successful, and that's always